Okay, so my name is Alyssa Scott, and I am a pediatric audiologist, and I work at Willamette ESD in Salem, Oregon. So today I thought it would be good to talk about some things you can do at home with your child regarding hearing aid troubleshooting, listening checks, some fun activities, and talk a little bit about the different audiology services that are available right now. So the first thing that we can talk about are those remote audiology services. So this is going to vary greatly from clinic to clinic. So whether your child goes to Columbia Regional Program, OHSU, Randall Children's, or Willamette ESD, we're all going to be able to offer different things case by case. So some of the things that Willamette ESD is currently offering are hearing aid repair, hearing aid troubleshooting, ear molds, but again, ear molds is case by case. So I would just recommend emailing or calling your audiology clinic to ask what type of services they can provide you right now. If your child needs new ear molds, a great thing to ask is asking your audiologist to check to see if those ear molds are still under warranty. Most ear mold companies have a warranty of 3 to 6 months. So if the ear molds are under warranty, the audiologist might be able to mail you a new pair directly to your house. If the ear molds are no longer under warranty, you can ask the audiologist if they have an old impression on file. Right now, most audiology clinics are not doing ear mold impressions because we can't have contact with families or patients. So a lot of the time, ear mold companies will keep a previous impression on file for about 1 year. So the company can make a new ear impression based off that old file that they have and mail it directly to your house. So those are a few things that you can ask your audiologist if you're having some ear mold problems. Another thing that you can use is an ear mold putty. There is this putty that you can wrap around the ear mold if there's any cracks or rips in it, or if it's just loose in general and you need some more material in the ear. So asking your audiologist about ear mold putty is another great thing. If your child's hearing aid is not working and it needs to be sent in for repair, some clinics are still able to have a drop-off area where you can leave a hearing aid and the audiologist will check it 2 days later and send it in for repair. Other things that are good is if you have any spare parts, like an ear hook, tubing, for trying to replace those at home, or watching YouTube videos on how to do this, the audiologist might be able to even mail you a new ear hook or some new tubing so you guys can repair that at home. But like I said, this is all going to be clinic by clinic and case by case. So I would just recommend reaching out to your audiologist to see what they can offer you. Most audiology clinics right now aren't able to see any patients in their office unless it's a very small baby who needs something or is a kind of an emergency situation. Okay, so the next thing we can talk about is the importance of a listening check. So most of the time, listening checks happen each morning at a child's school before they start the day. So there's something called the Ling 6 sound listening check. There's 6 sounds that you check to make sure your child has access to. So the sounds are ah, oo, e, sh, s, m. You start by doing this with one device at a time. So if your child wears bilateral hearing aids or cochlear implants, take one off and do it with one ear at a time. I'll play a little video so you guys can see how you can do it at home with your kid each morning. Let's see if this works. Okay, can you see the video now? Okay, so here.
Yes.
So now they're putting that one off, taking that one off and putting the other one on. Okay, let me stop sharing that real quick. Okay, can you guys see my PowerPoint again? Okay.
Yes.
So when doing a listening check each morning with the Ling 6 sound, you want to make sure that your child can't see your lips. So how she was sitting behind the child, or you can even use like a piece of paper and cover your lips. And that way the child, you can make sure they're not reading your lips for those sounds. If you realize your child is having difficulty repeating back some of those sounds, I recommend reaching out to your audiologist to see how they can help you, or I would recommend checking some hearing aid troubleshooting. So for hearing aid troubleshooting at home, the most important thing to check is the battery. You want to make sure that it's in the hearing aid correctly, or if you have a cochlear implant, you want to make sure that it's fully charged. Or you want to just make sure the battery's not dead. So first things first, always check the battery. The second thing to check on a hearing aid is the tubing. You want to make sure that it's not plugged with wax or that there's no cracks or leaks or moisture in it. If you have extra tubing at home, I would try replacing that. You also want to check the ear mold to make sure that it's not plugged with wax or that it's not leaking any sound out. Make sure it's positioned fully in the ear. And then the last thing to check is the ear hook. So I'm gonna play a little video for you guys so you can see the different parts and how to check them. If your child has a cochlear implant, I'm more than happy to talk about cochlear implant troubleshooting one-on-one if you need to. Okay, let me know if you can see the YouTube video. Is it still my PowerPoint? Okay.
It's still your PowerPoint.
Darn, I have to do the stop and share thing again. Okay, stop, share.
Battery. So you just remove.
So same with a cochlear implant, you always want to check the battery.
Put in a new one. And if it still isn't functioning properly, you can get your cleaning tool and use the little end that has a wire loop.
So now she's going to check the ear mold for any wax.
Open the two holes.
If you don't have this tool, you can use like a paper clip or a bobby pin.
Sound is traveling down this tube and through the hole. And if there's wax in the end of that hole, that will prevent the sound from escaping. You just want to do that. Put those holes and be sure that there's no debris in there. And if it's still not working, you can actually disconnect the tube or the air hole from the hearing aid and cut this in your hand. If it's squealing, that means the hearing aid is working, but there's something wrong with the hearing aid. If it's not squealing, that means there is something wrong with the hearing aid. Contact your audiologist.
So what she means by that is if the hearing aid starts to squeal as soon as you pull the tubing off, then that means the tubing or the ear mold has some wax or something plugging sound from coming through. So if you have extra tubing at home, replace the tubing. And if you don't, contact your audiologist to see if they can mail you some. And if they mail you some, they can walk you through on the phone or send you a video on how to replace the tubing. YouTube has a ton of amazing videos that companies have made to help parents at home. Same with cochlear implants. I recommend troubleshooting each part and checking your kit. Some clinics give you a little kit with all their CI stuff. You might have extra parts in there or a backup processor that you can use temporarily. Okay, I'm going to stop and show. Okay. Next thing I'm going to talk about is a fun activity you can do at home to teach your child a little bit more about the ear and how hearing works in general. So a fun thing you can do is find a picture online of the ear that they can color. So there's 3 different parts of the ear. You have the outer, middle, and inner ear. Printing this out and having them color it. And then there's this fun YouTube video that you can watch by Kids Health that walks through how sound travels through the ear and to the brain and the importance of each different structure of the ear. So I've had a few parents do this with their kids, and it's a little fun activity you can do to keep busy at home. The next activity that I like to do with some of my students is a self-advocacy activity. Phonak developed this amazing PowerPoint to teach kids about how we hear, what a hearing loss is, the different types of hearing loss, how hearing aids work, how cochlear implants work, what an FM is, Roger technology at school, and what students in their classroom can do to help them hear better. So I'll open up that PowerPoint so you can see what I'm talking about real quick.
Yes.
Okay, so the PowerPoint is called Hearing and Me, and I have links to this PowerPoint, and we can email and share this PowerPoint with you guys at the end so you have all these resources. But basically, you just download this PowerPoint on your computer and you fill in the information about your child with your child if they're old enough. So it could say, my name is Alyssa and I'm 10 years old. I'd like to tell you a little bit about my hearing and how my hearing device helps me hear. And then you can put a little picture here of your child with their hearing aids on. And then it just goes into the ear and how the ear works. And then there's some videos, talks about what hearing loss is, and it just goes on and on and on. But my favorite part is you can insert your child's audiogram and make it specific to them. And then you can insert a picture of your child's hearing aids, and they can talk about their hearing aids. This is something really great to teach them more about their ears and why they need their hearing aids, and something that they might be able to even share with their classroom when they're older so their classmates can better understand hearing loss. Okay, so that's all that I made for you guys today. So I don't know if you want to go into like a question and answering, or if you have any questions about the PowerPoint.
This is Amanda. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Amanda.
I had a comment, just that I would love that PowerPoint. I've never seen that, and that is such a cool tool for all families to be able to share with their kids.